if you need a white picket fence, here in New England, we have plenty of them. Well, hello, hello. I am Julie. I am a picker, a thrifter, a buyer, a seller, vintage, antiques, uniques, secondhand, pre-loved, and I sell my wares in my eBay store, ATTIC Treasures Flea Market. So I welcome you. If you are new to my channel, great. And if you are returning, great, super great. Let's see, I started these episodes about 1 month ago, and my plan is to continue them through the summer. And I have two very full storage garages. So my goal, it's a 2-year plan. My goal is to whittle down to just one, from 2 to 1. Very achievable, but it takes a lot of effort. So I find these episodes incentive for me to move things, out. So I'm doing some cleaning, some decluttering, an occasional true purging, although I really hate to truly purge, and getting things out of storage and into my eBay. And what I'm doing is I am picking a random number, and I've made some numbers on some old business cards, and I pick a random number, and that is the number of items that I will pick from this garage today. And by the way, this is the Tuesday edition, so we are in garage number 2. I will pick those number of items, show them to you, talk about them, and then they get packed in my car, taken home, cleaned up, photographed, and put into my eBay store. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a number here, and this basket right here. Ooh, there we go. I will show you 14 items today. So, yay. I'm in Maine, and the spring has been rainy. It's nothing out of the ordinary, but it's starting to get on my nerves. If I have one complaint these days, it has been the weather. There's been like 3 or 4 days of rain, followed by maybe 1 day of sun. And I just need more sun. I just poured myself a cup of coffee. I do like it light and sweet. And I'm actually I poured it into a cup that I actually just listed in auction in my eBay store. It's clear glass, thick, heavy, with pointed hobnails. No maker's mark. So I really don't know exactly who's the maker. But, I just, because I didn't know, and because it was, it's just a single, and I don't like to, I'm not holding on to singles these days, but I also did not want to purge it, like trash it. So I'm trying to put it up for auction and see where that'll get me. All right, let's see. What did I tell you? 14 items. So let's get moving. What do you want to see? What do you want to see? Well, first of all, with no sun, my grass is not growing. But I'm still thinking spring. I'm still in the spring mode. And these days I've been, my theme has been spring. Check out the green. I'm trying. I'm really trying. So what I have, and one of my previous videos, I talked about, I go to homes that are being either demolished, or maybe the volunteer fire department is going to be doing, they burn them down, and usually I get permission to go into the house, and I love to salvage things. And it's usually doors and windows, and sometimes I even do the outdoors, like picket fences. So this is what we have here. I actually have 3 of these, and they're in different conditions. I'll show you. You know, they're weathered, aren't they? Yes, they are. They are truly weathered. They're wood, the old wood. And I, at one time, probably had about a dozen or more of these. I have 3 left. And people get those. They don't use them in their garden. You know, they're kind of past tense. They had a previous great life. But now what people are using them for are for crafts. So I don't know if I'm going to list them separately or together as a group. I'll have to think about that. But yeah, if you need a white picket fence, here in New England, we have plenty of them. Okay, now you're in storage garage number 2 with me, so you know we're going to talk lamps. I have a couple here. Now, first of all, I was going to show you this one, and I can't, and I'll explain why. This is a vintage candlestick brass table lamp, 1997 Chapman. It's beautiful. It really is. Now, I don't want to tease you too much because I can't put this in my eBay store yet. The reason being is, you know, this was in my booth at one time because it's got a tag, and my lamps did not go into my booth without being, you know, thoroughly cleaned, checked. If fixes need to be fixed, but they needed to go in perfectly. Well, guess what? When I was trying to pick some lamps for you today, I noticed that the turn switch is missing. And it probably went right there. There's no way to turn this lamp on. I mean, you can plug it in, and you'd have to unplug it to turn it off. And that makes no sense whatsoever. So that's in the to be figured out pile. I'll have to do a little research and see what kind of knob went in there. But, you know, the only thing I can think of is that somebody may have stolen the little on-off knob when it was in my booth. Now, I left my booth in an antique mall just a bit over a year ago. So I'm just noticing that. Bummer. Bummer. Okay, so I did find 2. And the reason why I'm picking brass today is, you know, it's, there's been a boom with brass, a brass boom. So I thought, well, I know I've seen a lot of smalls, figurines. So, you know, I guess I'll get into the boom with lamps, brass lamps. So this one is a vintage table lamp brass with a harp and a finial. And remember, now we are in my storage garage, so everything gets a little dusty here. But it is in great condition. Other than the candlestick part, you know, becoming a little yellowed, as they all end up doing, this is in great condition. It's got the push button on off, and I'll get that cleaned up. Like I said, it does come with the harp and it's finial, so I'll get that cleaned up and put into my eBay store. And the other one is like a lantern that appears to have been electrified, and this one is dusty. Oof. So I do apologize for that. It has the little turn key on off. It does not have its globe, and I did look I have lots of globes, and I'll maybe keep on looking, but I don't really have a globe that fits atop this. So bummer on that. The bottom I'll show you. And again, very dusty. I do not, for resale, polish my brass. I let the buyer do what they would like. I certainly clean it up, but I kind of like, if there's patina, I don't like dust, but I do appreciate the patina. I don't know if this might have a little patina, but I don't like that shiny brass. Do you? I kind of like that matte, or that just, you know, old time brass color. So there you go. That is a lovely, lovely lamp. Okay, what else do you want to see? I'm going to show you, I showed you the bass. Well, I've got some baskets. Oh, by the way, I have, a couple weeks ago, I had showed you a doll's mirrored dresser or bureau, and there was like some things in its drawers, and what it was some pretties. So I went through some of those pretties, and I picked a few of them out that I'll show you later. I'll show you. So I hope you will stay to take a look at them. This is something I actually bought for my home. It's a window shelf cafe curtain rod, and it's got all the hooks. I guess it has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 hooks. And you know, there's the shelf to put all your little tchotchkes or whatever. And then, of course, to hang your cafe curtain. My mistake was when I bought this, I misjudged what I thought the window that I was buying it for, its dimensions. And it turned out this is too small for it. I'll tell you here in a second. The cafe curtain part is 23 inches. That's from finial to finial. And I checked other windows in my house. I just don't have windows that are that small. So I have to give it up. And unfortunately, when I did buy this, I didn't go to put it up until like maybe 6 months later. And I discovered it was too small. So, you know, not that I would take this back to the store, but unfortunately, it's mine. But fortunately, I'm putting up in my eBay store. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. Ceiling lights, shades. I think a lot of the shades that I've been putting up lately in my eBay store have been the table lamp shades. So I picked out a few ceiling light shades. I've done well with those too. As a matter of fact, I think I sold one unique Art Deco one. And I have 2 others that are currently in my eBay store. One of them is like a mid-century modern glass, round, kind of deep ceiling light, either shade or cover, whatever you call them. And then the other one is a beautiful baby blue, like meant for a bedroom probably, like a boopy Berwick candle wick designed lampshade. And I know there's a difference. Between, and I'm not saying that it's made by, you know, Anchor Hocking or what is it, Imperial Glass. I think Anchor Hocking did the boopy and the Berwick. which are synonymous, and the candle wick is, I believe, Imperial Glass. I really don't know the maker of that lampshade, but I do know that it's blue and it's beautiful, and it's in my eBay store. This one it's just clear pressed glass, a ceiling light cover, and I will show you its pattern. It's just beautiful. I love, you know, I just love clear glass. I just do. So that is one. And then the other one is, I guess you would call that frosted. This is another glass light, ceiling light shade. It's got the frosting along its sides. And then, of course, this is what beams down at you. And I think what I like about these light shades is the way when the light shines through them, how it refracts, how it just lightens up the room. You know, I'm not into ceiling lights, but if I'm gonna have a ceiling light, I like to make sure that I have a really nice cover for it. So I will put those two up in there. And then I've got some lampshades. These are, when I mentioned in previous videos that when I go sourcing for lampshades, I do like to find those that are either unique or hard to find. You know, the vintage ones sometimes can be truly hard to find. This is a green Tolware lampshade. And this one, I'll have to double check, but I think is in great condition. I mean, it's obviously been used, but used gently. So this is the design. And I do like that, what do they call that, olive green? And hopefully, you know, we've been getting a lot of rainy days, and I am suddenly starting to see the sun come out just a tad. So in a way, that's good. In a way, that is great. This is another Tolware. This is black and gold, a metal lampshade. And this one does show more wear or age, as you can tell from the inside, and a little on the outside too. But I have two of these Tolware metal lampshades. Go. All right. Let's see. I'm going to be getting to the pretties soon, so you hold on. But in the meantime, I'll show you a couple of baskets. I do sell, my booth used to sell a lot of baskets. Not so much online, but sometimes if you get the nice or the unique ones, I do sell them. And I always pick up, when I find baskets made of twig, twisted twig, I always scoop those up because those are sellers. And that's what this is. This is one of those twisted twig wicker baskets. It's clean inside. It's got that woven twig. And even the handle is twig. And then this is a smaller one. And this almost looks like a bird's nest. There we go. This is a smaller one, kind of a little bit bigger than my hand. But, and I love the little, little twirlies. I don't know what they're called, but I call them twirlies. Again, twisted twig, little wicker basket. Okay, time for the pretties. When I showed that dresser, that doll's dresser with the mirror a couple weeks ago, I emptied the drawers and I found some nice things. So this one is a Bakelite hair comb, and it's got that mother of pearl appearance. It's, I guess the color, you might call that butterscotch. And it's got the thinner ones, the wider ones. So there we go. That's a pretty. I like that. And then, let's see, this is a linen. This is Buttercup Yellow. It's a vintage linen, a 15-inch square. And I'll show you what's most attractive about it. Right there in that corner. So, and I'm gonna stand back here so you can get the yellow awesomeness. Because if I get up too close, I think it dulls the color. But, yeah, it does. But it's a beautiful, I'll call it buttercup yellow. It's a nice old linen. And then a couple of more pretties. I don't usually deal with jewelry. It's not my forte, and I'm kind of old-fashioned. I don't wear fashion jewelry. I think I've been wearing the same jewelry for like a long time. You know, occasionally my husband will get me an additional piece, but it's kind of, I prefer the gold. Like I said, maybe showing my age here. This I'm going to show you first is a beaded bracelet, handcrafted, and it's cut like a leopard print. And hopefully, and I like animal prints. I just don't really like to wear custom jewelry. So that is a pretty piece. And like I said, that's just, and it stretches to fit your wrist. That's one. And another handcrafted item. I call this like an origami. This is like a necklace. It's got, I'll call them origami balls. And I suppose you can, there we go. It might not go with what I'm wearing, but then again, I don't think anything would probably go with what I'm wearing. Remember, I'm in my storage garage, and it's a little chilly. Even though they say it's 50, I think it feels like 44. So that, let me think. Give me a moment. I always have a cheat sheet here. Let's see. Did I show you 14 items? I hope I did. If not, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, too. Maybe what your favorite item was. Okay, I think that was, yes, 14 items. That was a quick one today. So, thank you. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you return for more. Again, on Tuesdays, I'm in this garage number 2. On Fridays, I'm in garage number 1. And Sundays, I usually throw a little funny short video in, and you'd have to check that out because it was kind of a tongue-in-cheek short video about this garage. It was fun to make. Anyway, I will, let's see. Oh, I think I'll give you the update about me wanting to go live. Yes, I still want to do that. I'm going to give it a trial run this week. And my goal is to do a live in this garage next Tuesday. So if all goes as planned, I don't have power in this storage. So I have to depend upon my phone and my iPad and whatever battery life they have. So I don't anticipate it being over an hour. I really don't have any idea. Those are a few things I need to experiment with this week. But that is my goal, is to be able to do a live, and I'd love for you to join me. It will be my first live, so there might be some like quirks to iron out, but again, I will give you a notification. In the meantime, I hope the sun is shining where you are. I hope your grass is growing. Mine's not. But as soon as the sun really consistently starts to come out, we've had enough rain, my grass should start growing. So I look forward to that, and I look forward to seeing you either next Tuesday in this garage or this coming Friday in my other garage. Thank you. Have a great day.